Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we will be working on the 32 again. As you can see, it finally has normal license plates, so I can finally enjoy the car on the road. It's absolutely amazing. I really love the car. Drives really nice, and yeah, we got some cool new parts. So my GKTech stuff finally arrived, and I'm gonna show you what I ordered. So as you can see, I've got a few cool things here. Here we have our bolt-on angle kit for the 32. We need to do some trimming on the knuckle itself and on the dust shield of the brake discs. Here we have the rack spacer. These are the bushings for my HICAS delete. So I bought the full HICAS delete kit with the arms that go to the rear knuckles. And we also got a set of braided brake lines for the front and the rear, and a braided clutch line because mine starts to bubble up and I don't want to burst it while drifting. That would be quite shit, let's say it like that. But yeah, overall quality is really nice, especially these things here. So they are for the ball joints. If you have a street car and you run like full ball joints that are exposed to the weather and stuff, they always get worn out really quick. So that's a really cool solution from GKTech to preserve the stuff for longer. And yeah, price was also pretty okay, I think. So yeah, I already got the car on the lift. As you can see, I also removed the wheels. I'm now getting the calipers off, and yeah, also undid the first brake line that we're going to replace, and yeah, hoping to cut the knuckle tomorrow. And yeah, I will keep you along the way and we'll show you how to do that. Here you can see the difference between the crusty old line. I mean, it wasn't broken, but I wasn't just feeling safe driving with this around in the car. Here are the GKTech braided lines, really nice quality. Not some weird color or anything, I like them. And should definitely improve pedal feel and everything. I've also got the knuckle to move freely. I need to trim this here and then I can put the angle kit in there. Also need to get the tie rod off, but yeah, that's something for tomorrow. As you can see, I have now trimmed all of the bump stops, and yeah, so it sits now how it's supposed to be. But like I said, there's quite a lot of trimming involved. Here you can see all of the pieces that I cut off and then just grinded it where I needed to get it to sit right. Now I'm gonna spray paint everything that doesn't corrode that much, and then I can put it in there and then I can do the other side. Also, as you can see here, we have a bubble in our clutch line. That's why I got the clutch line replacement from GKTech as well. I'm also gonna remove this, I think it's called a clutch dampener or something. I still don't quite understand why they put this in the car, but yeah, old Nissan things. Yeah, let's get going on removing this. Also, everything here is now finished. As you can see, even with the silicone boots and everything. Front brake lines are also in. This kit is pretty cool. It just requires you to cut off the knuckle like I showed you in the previous clip, but especially with the rack spacer that's installed in here. I didn't film that, unfortunately, but for everyone who wants to do this in their car, this is a right-hand drive car. On this side you need to put on the slim spacer. It's like a 5mm spacer, and on this side it's the long thing that threads in there, and you thread the tie rod into that. Yeah, I also need to cut the tie rod a bit, so I think it's one centimeter or something to just get it to line up with the rack space and everything. But yeah, also painted the dust shields so they don't look that bad, but yeah, I think it's nearly ready to get an eyeball alignment. And yeah, by the way, this is the two-way that I got. It's a HICAS that was completely measured in and everything. So I just need to chuck this in, put some LSD oil in there, and it's basically ready to go. And this was like the whole diff with the LSD in it was cheaper than just buying a new LSD. It was like 450 euros or something shipped. So I'm pretty stoked on that. If anybody needs a viscous LSD for a 32, let me know. Mine's for sale. Yeah, as you can see, I actually removed my upper camber arms now. I bought these things at Up Garage for like used for like 20 bucks, which is crazy, since these had play anyway. So yeah, these are like spherical bushings, pretty cool. For 20 bucks, they're perfect for me. Yeah, they basically just go in the OEM position, like supposed to, and then you can just twist this body here and adjust the camber, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, I hope I can get like matching camber to the rear, because I got some in the rear and like basically none in the front, even though I have like the angle kit. But the pivot point of the suspension type, since it's not a McPherson on S chassis and stuff, it doesn't affect it that much. But yeah, pretty easy install. I'm going to show you how to remove them on the other side, because you need to like remove the damper, otherwise you can't like get that upper bolt out. But yeah, not that hard. Yeah, so basically you just throw some anti-seize rust spray thing on there. You take a breaker bar, like this humongously big thing here. Then you crank these two bolts open that hold the upper control arm or camber arm, however you want to like call it, and then you hope that the fucking adapter socket don't snap. But when you break a bar, it's like much easier, and you can't get there with an impact. So yeah, everything on this car, like bolts wise, is so fucking seized up and rusty that it's kind of hard to get off sometimes. But it moves, and that's the main objective here. So yeah, let's see. That's perfect. I need to get to the bolt like in the rear. Then it's basically done. Yeah, so the upper two nuts are removed. You also need to remove the one nut that's on the damper itself. Then you can basically wiggle everything out of there. So get the first two bolts out of there. Or at least the one in the rear you can get out. It's kind of a bit tight in there. After you have that out, you can like have a bit more movement in there, which is pretty good. Then you like fucking yank that suspension out of there, and then you can just get this thing out of here, and then it's easy to remove this bolt as well. As you can see, whole thing is out of here, and we can put in the new used one. Yeah. Yeah, so basically they are back in now. I adjusted them to the max, so I have like maximum camber, it's like 3 degrees. I always use my iPhone and a wooden stick to like measure the angle, because it has like a built-in gyro like sensor, I think it's called. But yeah, I also added some 20 mil spacers on the front, also to get some clearance for the OEM tension rods, because without a spacer it was hitting here. But yeah, let's see how this works. Also, I can show you the angle on the kit. Oh yeah, it's a bit hard with one hand. So that's the angle, but I'm hitting one of my self-made like limiters, because I was driving the car like for 2 days now. I also put in the two-way, but I didn't film that because I did it on the floor, and yeah, it was kind of a pain in the ass to get it in, and filming under the car is always a bit shit, especially when you're working on the floor on jack stands. But yeah, as you can, handbrake is on. But yeah, locks are pretty good. Got a great deal on it. I paid like 450 euros for the case and the cast two-way that was already in there and like measured and everything. I'm still waiting on some like press tools for the HICAS delete. I hope they arrive tomorrow so I can rip that shit out as well. And then basically the car is drift ready. So yeah, gonna take it for a drive tonight to see if the diff works and everything, but yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Yeah, so this is the angle that you can get on this angle kit without the extended with the bent tension rods. I still need to run like my ghetto angle limiter, but I think it's pretty good for just a bolt on knuckle setup and a rack spacer, so yeah, it's definitely way better than like OEM Skyline stuff. So yeah, I think next mod on the car is gonna be building a new downpipe and removing the cat, maybe just the full exhaust system, but we're still waiting for some tools, so that's not gonna be done for a while. Maybe I'll just get a decat pipe for now. But yeah, did an oil change last week, put some 10W40 in there, oil pressure and everything seems perfect. So yeah, can't wait for my Vertex kit and my seat to arrive. But yeah, other than that, car is doing extremely well. I really enjoy driving this thing. So yeah. Yeah, new day. So we're now doing the HICAS delete on this car because we need these for another Skyline, and since I have the HICAS delete, we can just reuse these because they're not broken. So it's a bit of a pain to like get these out of here. I need to buy a special tool, but you need to remove your CV shaft, and you still need to do that. You need to remove the brake caliper, of course, like the HICAS brace, and then you need like a ball joint extractor press thingy. I'm gonna show you when that's on the car, but with that it worked like decently well. If you like heat it up a bit and wiggle around, but yeah, I can finally get rid of that piece of junk over there. So that's the tool that I mentioned before. It's like a U-shaped clamp. I heat up the outer sleeve of the knuckle of the rear knuckle, and yeah, then I just press this out. It's a bit hard, but it works pretty good. Yeah, so HICAS delete is in. I took it for a drive. Feels pretty nice. Also found out that my diff is leaking a bit, so I need to replace those seals, but they're not that expensive. They're like, I think like $5 each, which is good. Yeah, a pretty cool piece of kit. Everything like fits up pretty nicely. They also give you the correct lengths here, so you can just set it up as it was OEM, so you don't need to do an alignment. And with just the OEM specs, it drives like really well, like going sideways and stuff. I've also got this beautiful cat delete pipe here. It was like $40 or something, or $50. Even has a bung for O2 sensor, which is really useful. Also found out that my rear transmission seal probably has a leak. Also not too bad, but I need to get that sorted at some point. And I still have a steering leak here, so it's leaking from everywhere at the moment. But it's not that much, so yeah. Holy shit, RB20 starters are fucking huge, what the fuck. Yeah, like car is basically sorted, like mechanically at the moment. Only thing I'm gonna buy now is an oil cooler kit. We're gonna pull that from a black 32 GTR we have here because the customer wants it as stock as possible. I'm gonna put a new radiator in the car, and I wanna get rid of the thermal fan, even though it's good, but it just sounds fucking awful. Also probably gonna buy a set of new ignition coils. I'm probably gonna buy R35 GTR coils. There's some pretty cheap kits here in Japan available, like plug and play, and that should also like just make the car more reliable. I mean, it's pretty reliable at the moment, but just for future drift stuff. So yeah, I also went through my first set of tires already, basically. So I need to bring them to Mizuki so he can flip them around, so I can get more life out of these. But they're pretty good for the price. You can't escape the Golfs, even in Japan. But this thing is pretty sick though, not gonna lie. We're at some random car meet now. I think it's called Local Summit Night. It's pretty sick. Got some pretty cool cars here already. I think this is just like the first meetup spot. Here, that S15 is from a customer offshore. I actually delivered the car like 3 weeks ago. It's pretty funny. But yeah, they came quite a long way here. I think it's like a 2.5 hour drive or something. That thing is like mint. I think one owner, automatic, spec R. We got an ultra sick LC 500 here. It's like fucking slammed to the ground. Insanely cool S14 Koki. Running some massive spec RPF1s. And the FD pulled up, which is sick as well. A lot of like Hondas and stuff. It's pretty dope. Whoa, that thing is proper nice. Holy shit. S15. So work HICAS. Then my clapped out 32 over here. So cool. Just casually like parking after the toll booth. Why is that so fucking cool? Holy shit, there's so many cool cars here. I love this shit. Give this guy a follow, he's cool. Crazy shit going on here. bad news. I think my turbo's blown. Just puked fuck ton of oil out of the intercooler. Ah, fuck this. Yeah. Bigger turbo it is, I guess.